Hi, it's Martha White from MW Plan, and I'm here today to talk about Canada's COVID-19 Economic Response Plan. There's a couple areas I want to review: support for individuals and support to businesses. So let's start with the support to individuals today, and we'll talk about individuals and families first. There's a couple things that are increasing here. The Canada Child Tax Benefit is one of those. You will get an extra $300 per child to a full benefit of $550 per child. And if you're not already receiving it, if you are already receiving it, you do not need to reapply. If you want to apply for it, you can go to the Canada Revenue website. There's also a special goods and services tax credit payment that would be around $400 for single and $600 for couples for low and modest income families. And if you are eligible to qualify, you will receive this automatically. You will also have extra time to file and pay your income tax. So this is great. If you owe, you can defer, but make sure you don't spend that balance owing, because you will owe it. If you're expecting a refund, file now. You might as well get your money now. Mortgage support. This is through your financial institution, and I would caution you here that you want to take a look at how this works. You may reach out to your financial institution to ask them, but this plan is a deferral plan, and it may not be what it sounds like. They are going to tack on the principal and interest that you did not pay during this deferral period, and you will be paying interest on this interest deferral. So ultimately, you're paying more interest to the banks. So this should be a last resort. We can run some numbers for you if you're interested. There's also support for people facing unemployment, the new CERB, Canadian Emergency Response Benefit. If you've already applied for employment insurance, this will automatically roll over to the new CERB plan. The benefits for up to $2,000 for 4 months, and you can qualify if you have stopped working because of COVID-19, and you should apply. Some of the common questions that we have from clients is, who is eligible for this? Well, if you're at least 15 years of age, you're residing in Canada, and your work has stopped due to COVID-19, you will be eligible. You must have made an income of at least $5,000 in 2019 or the 12 months prior to the date of your application. And you are expected to be without employment or self-employment. Self-employed people can also apply for at least 14 consecutive days in that initial 4-week period. They did come out with something just recently, so you are eligible to make up to $1,000 per month of certain types of income and still receive the benefit. We do have a lot of questions around whether dividend income is considered income to meet the $5,000 income test. And yes, it is, as long as those dividends are paid out of a corporate income and taxed at that small business tax rate. So not a dividend you may have received on a stock, for example. Okay, let's talk about support for seniors. We don't have a lot to talk about here. The government has only changed the RIF minimum withdrawals for the 2020 year. You may reduce your minimum withdrawal from your RIF by 25% for this year. It's not a lot for seniors. Support for students. There is a moratorium on repayment of Canada student loans. Effective March 30th, they have put a 6-month interest-free moratorium on loans. So no payment will be required and no interest will accrue during this period. And there's no application required. This program is automatic. Okay, let's take a look at support for businesses. There's quite a bit here, and it is a moving target. It's been changing a lot. So the government wants us to avoid laying people off. So you can take a look at the Department of Finance Economic Response page here to get a idea of what's happening. But they do have this new CEWS, the Canadian Emergency Wage Subsidy. So this subsidy will cover up to 75% of an employee's wages, up to $847 per week. The employer will have to pay the other 25%. This is designed to keep businesses rolling with workers on the payroll, and this is retroactive to March 15th. You can qualify for up to 3 months. All sizes of employers who have had a drop in gross revenues can qualify, and that drop must be at least 15% year over year in March 2020 and at least 30% in April and May 2020. You can apply for this through your CRA My Business Account portal. If you do not have one of those, it's easy to apply for one. They've also given us access to credit. So we've got the new Canada Emergency Business Account, CEBA, and this is a $40,000 loan program for small businesses and not-for-profits. It's to help cover operating costs during a period where revenues have been reduced. The repayment of the loan must be done before December 31st, 2022. And if you do pay it back before that period, they will forgive 25% or $10,000 of that loan. So you get to keep that part. Who qualifies? If you are a Canadian business registered as March 1st, 2020, you have a federal tax registration, and your payroll, actually this is revised, is now between $20,000 and $1.5 million in 2019. You must have an active business checking or operating account opened as of March 1st of this year, and you can only apply once. What can you do with these proceeds? You're going to have to be careful here because these proceeds are meant for paying operating costs that cannot be deferred. For example, your payroll, your rent, utilities, debt payments, insurance, and property tax. You may not use this loan to pay yourself or other owners dividends or to increase management compensation. The terms of the loan and the repayment guidelines is funded directly from your bank through a revolving line of credit. And any outstanding amount on January 1st of 2021 will be converted to a term loan. It will, although, remain interest-free until December 31st, 2022. If there is a balance, January 1st, 2023, it will carry an interest rate of 5%. You can go to your business bank website and apply online for this benefit. There's also more flexibility in the amount of time to pay income taxes. Businesses can elect to defer till August 31st, 2020, the payment of any income tax amounts that become owing on or after March 18th and before September 2020. So no penalties or no interest on these amounts, but don't forget, this is not a forgiving of taxes. You will still owe that, so ensure you put this money aside so you can pay your bill in September. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or you have any specifics that you would like to look at regarding your personal or business situation and the Canada COVID Economic Response Plan, please get in touch with us. Thanks.